You're watching Bhaskar Time. So in this video, we are going to discuss about how we are going to find out the factorial of a number. So once we discuss about the factorial of a number, in the next video, we're looking for how to find out the NCR. So using regression concept. We'll discuss that one. So in this video, completely we will discuss about the factorial of a given number. Okay. So first, we need to understand what is the meaning of a factorial, how to find out. So this concept you already studied when come to on a maths. So how to find out the factorial of a number. So I'm going to take in the same logic here. You can see here. So the 5 factorial. For an example, I'm going to take in here. It is a 5 factorial. This is a 5 factorial. Is nothing but 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. The product of this one. It's a 5 factorial value. So how we need to find out? First, we need to find out the 5 multiplied with the 4 and result I need to store in one value. So 5 cross 4. So 5 into 5 fours I'll get 20. Next 20 it is multiplied with the 3 here, and next 20 cross 3 means it is a 60. Okay, again 6 with the 2, I'll get the value it is 120. Next 120 into 1, I'll get the value it is 120. So final 120 it is a 5 factorial value. When come to hexadecimal, we are going to represent it here, it is 78H. Okay, so once you find out 78H, this is my results. Then next concept, how we are going to write the assembly code for this one. So you can observe here. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last number 1 is there. For an every factorial, if you take any factorial, last number 1 is there. This point you should keep in your mind. And the numbers, what we are getting, it is every time it is subtracted by 1. So these 2 points you should keep in your mind. So let's move on to the instructions. First, so initially, and before going to that, so first we should know the values of this one 20, 60 and 120. 20 in hexadecimal value it is 14H, and 16 means 3CH, means 3C, H means hexadecimal, and 120 means I need to get 78, that is in hexadecimal. So first we're looking for an instructions. Initially I'm going to take an R1 value, it is 1. So if you want to get R1 is equal to 1 means move R1 comma hash 1. Sir, why we need to use this concept? Because if you do the multiplication with any one of the resistor initially, I'll get the result is equal to 0. Because if I'm looking my resistor from R0 to R12, all the resistor default values are zeros only. So if I'm using this any resistor, if I'm going to multiply it initially with that value, I'll get the 0 result. So in order to avoid this, I'm going to use R1 resistor for my destination part. So that's why initially I'm going to load the value is 1. Okay. Next, you can see I'm going to take an R2 in one of the resistor. Sorry, R2, it is one of the resistor. First value I'm going to take in my R2 resistor. You can see 5 I need to store in R2 resistor. So then how I'm going to use the instruction? Just move R2 comma hash 5. Next, I want this value, right? If I want to get this value, so every time it is subtracted by 1, right? So in order to do this one, I'm going to use the instruction sub R2 comma hash 1. So R2 means it is 5. 5 minus 1 means definitely I'll get the second value, 4. Clear. Next, if I want to multiply these two, I'm going to use the next instruction, that is MUL. So mul instruction generally we are going to use. Okay, so in order to store the result, once you multiply it, if I want to store the result, I'm going to one of the resistor, that is a R1 resistor, result in R1 resistor. So I need to use R1 resistor for result. I need to do the multiplication. Okay, so if I want to store here, next you can see, so this is a small instructions what I'm going to use. So let's move on to the program. It's very simple. First, I told that I need to store the value, it is 1. Initially, move R1 resistor, load the value, it is 1. Next, 5 factorial, if you want to find out that value, I'm going to take an R2 resistor. So now I want to do the multiplication. See here what I'll do. So first, before going to this one, I'll do one small step here it is. So I'll do 1 cross 5. So that result I need to store here it is. Because here single only one resistor I am going to use. So initially R1 resistor I am going to take. This R1 value I'll take it is 1. R2 value I need to take it is a 5. The multiplication of these two results I need to store in one of the resistor. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll just multiply and I need to store 1 cross 5. I'll get the result it is 5. 5 I'm going to store in my R1 resistor. Okay. So how we are going to get this one? See, remember the first step. So first step multiplication. I'll take R1 value it is 1. R2 value it is 5. I'll do the multiplication of these two. Result I'm going to store in R1 resistor. I'll get the value it is 5. So next, this is a 5 I'm getting. In the step 2, what I'll do, I'm going to use a step 2. The step 2, so this R1 only I'm going to use. R1 it is 5 and 5 I need to reduce this one. Minus 1 I need to do. So that's why I'm going to use the SUB instruction. R2 means right now R2 value is what is the value you have? 5. So 5 minus 1 means I need to get it is 4. So updated value here it is, it will get it is a 4. Okay. So R1 5 is there. Next R2 value what I'll get it is R2 it is equal to 4. So next it will check subtract R2 value I'm checking for it is after subtracting R2 value and result in want to store in the R2 register only. I'm getting the value it is 4. 4 I'm going to checking with this one. You can see R2 resistor if it is equal to 0 then only branch it is equal. Equality checking I'm going to use. Here it is I have some content in R2 it is not 0 then you need to go for loop 1 that is what it's telling. Branch not equal then go to loop 1. So okay, if R2 is equal to 0 means you need to stop the process. So now we have a 4, that's why I need to go back to here. Now instead of 5 I have a 4. I already told that R1 value I have a 5. 5 cross 4 means I'll get 2 0. So 2 0 it will be stored in this R1 resistor. I'll get it is 2 0. Okay, second time. So just multiply these two. I'll get R1 resistor it is 2 0. Next step 3. If you go for a step 3, so R1 value it will come to here it is. Again I'm going to use R1 value it is 2 0. R2 value I'm going to subtract it. 4 become it is now it is become 3. So after subtraction now it is not equal to 0 then again you go back and do the process. So 3 and I'll go again I'll do the multiplication. I'll get the result 20 into 3 means it is a 60. Okay. Next again it will go for the step 4. The step 4 it will go again R1 is equal to 60 and R2 value is equal to 3 minus 1 it become it is 2. Again you do the multiplication. Result I'm going to store I'll get it is 120. So again still it is a 2 is there. Next we will go to here again do the process step 5 also. I'll go to step 5. So R1 value in this case this value 120 it will come to a picture. R2 value now it is equal to 1. So sorry R2 value now 120 to 1 I need to get it is 120 only. So finally what I am getting this is the values. Okay. So in this way I'll get my result and final result we are going to store in my R1 resistor 120. Next if you go to here what happened, so you already having after subtraction you have a 2. So 2 means it is 2 minus 1 means I need to get it is 1. If I go for 1 minus 1 means I'll get a 0. 0 once it will come to a picture. R2 value suppose if it is equal to 0 I need to stop the process. So because branch not equal then only you need to go to loop 1 otherwise I need to stop the process. Clear? So I need to get these results. We'll check it out how it is working with my Keil Micro Vision. Okay, so now I'll go for the Keel Microvision. If previous project is there, go to file and you can close the project. Now I'll go to the new project, go to project, new Microvision project. So I need to give one name for this one. So I'll doing the factorial of a number. I'll get fact1, save. So asking for target board. So I'm using a Cortex M3 board, that is LPC1768. Select this. You can see it is RM32-bit Cortex M3 microcontroller board. Just give OK. Asking for startup file. Yes. You need to give. Again, if it is overwriting, yes, you need to do. Now you can check it project window. You have a plus mark. Just click on this and click on this. You have a startup file. Initially, you need to edit my startup file. Just double click on the startup file. Okay. So what are the lines we need to edit? Just go to line number 127. Just make a comment. Next 129, 130. Just make a comment. Next 272 and 273. So line number 272 and 273. Just save it. Once you save, then go to source group, and here I need to create my program. So in order to do this one, right click, add new items to the group. Okay, ASM file, assembly language program. So now I need to give one name for this one. Here also I'll give facto1. Just I'll give some name, add. Now you can see facto1 I given here it is. This is my file name, that program name. Now while looking for the program, so how to start my program? We already know that. First you need to give one tab space. Once you give, next I need to start the later it is area. I want to define area, whether it will go for code memory or data memory. First area space, name for this one. I'll give factorial. Your wish you can give any name. Space code space read only. Okay. After that, I'll go for an entry. Next, export to start of lines initialization. So one space double underscore lowercase 9. It's on a label. So I'll take it on the label at the leftmost double underscore main. Okay. Once you type the 4 lines, it's common for all the programs. Here onwards, you can write the program. What is the first task? I told that I need to initially I need to consider my R1 resistor as 1. So now to do this one, I'll go for an instruction. You can see move R1 resistor as hash 1. Next second resistor. So what I'm going to use, that is the R2 resistor. Here I'm going to find out for a 5 factorial. That factorial value I need to store in R2 resistor. So I'll go for move R2 resistor in the second resistor. The move R2 resistor with the value of 5. Next, once you did this process, next what I'm doing, I'll do the multiplication. So I'll go for multiplication R1 resistor comma R1 resistor, and result I need to store in R1 resistor. R1 comma R2 I need to multiply, and result I need to store in R1 resistor only. After doing this process, so next I want 5, it is loaded. After that I need to 4, right? I need to do the subtraction. So sub and so subtraction what? R2, and result I need to store here only. If you want, you can write in this way R2 comma hash 1 if you write. So if you want, you can reduce this one. How to reduce? So if I remove this R1 also, so what it will do? R1 multiplied with R2, and it will be stored in R1 only. Next here also R2 it will be subtract with the R1 1, R2 it will be subtract by 1, and result will be stored in R2 only. If you want, you can remove. As a good programmer, we need to reduce the number of instructions or number of variables as much as possible. So you can see multiplication, result will be stored in R1, R2 minus 1 will be stored here only. Not to affect my flags, I'm going to use yes. subs. Next, once you've done this process, now I'll checking for the equality. Branch not equal, then go to loop 1. So where is my loop? So I need to do the multiplication repeatedly. So loop 1. Okay. So if it is equal, means branch value, suppose if it is 1 minus 1, I need to get 0, means I need to stop the process. So in order to stop the process, so what I'll do, NOP, automatically I need to stop and end. That's all. We'll verify. I need to get 5 factorial value. It is how much I need to get? 78. 78 I need to get in R1 resistor. So let's check it out how we are getting. First save the program, build target. So we have an errors. Let's check it out. Okay, so we have errors, code generated. So what is the mistake? You can see here. So factorial space code I given. Actually, I need to give one comma here. So factorial comma code read only. Now you say build target. Yeah, zero errors and zero warnings. Clear. So once you've done this process, next I'll go to debug. Okay. So this is my program. We'll analyze. Step in also you can do. Step over also you can do. Step on line one line I'm doing line by line. You can check it out. The first I want to check the resistor values. You can check it out. So R0 R1 value right now it is 0 is there. So I'll give step in. First this one is executing R1 value loaded by 1. Yes. Next R2 value and loaded the value it is 5. Okay. Next I'm doing the multiplication and result I need to store in R1 only. Carefully you see that 1 cross 5 I need to store the result in R1 only. 1 into 5 I'll get 5 only. You can see 5 will be stored here. Next R2 value need to be reduced. 5 become it is 4. You can see it become 4. Next, I'm checking the equality. So you can see that my Z flag it is right now it is 0. Then it will go to loop 1. You can see this point it will move to here. Next step, you can see branch not equal. Then go to loop 1. Again you do the multiplication. So it will do the multiplication. Now 5 cross 4 means 20. So 20 means I already told that it is a 1 4 value. So hexadecimal value I told that it is I need to get the value it is 1 4. Next it is 3C. Next it is a 7 7 8. These are the results I need to get. Okay. So first I'll check it out 5 4. So you can see 1 4. Next 1 4 multiplied with the this count I need to reduce, right? 4 become it is 3. So 3, 1 4 means it is 20, 20 into 3 means 60, 60 means what is the value we need to get? You can see it is 3C. 3C I need to store in R1 resistor now. You can check it out. So 14 now it's become 3C. Again 3C and 03 you just multiply and result I need to get 78H. That is nothing but it is your 120. So 120 the value is 78. Okay. So now we can check it out. So now count to become it is 2. I'll get 78. Still 2 is there. Next 2 become it is 1. Next 1 into 78 I'll get 78H only. Nothing but 120 only. Now we can see it is 78. So 1 equal to 1. Now it becomes 0. R2 value now it is equal to 0. Then Z flag it is set. If Z flag is equal to set means so branch not equal then only go to loop 1. Then this condition was satisfied. Then it will go to here it is. This condition is now it is not satisfied. Then it will go to NOP and you need to end. Check it out. It will go to here and it will stop the process. Now we can check it out my R1 resistor. We have a 78. Okay, in this way we can find out a factorial of a number. So this is a factorial of a number concept. So I'm going to use the same small program. Next we are going to find out NCR. So how to find out this one? We'll see that one in the next video. Thank you.